outside of anything, my first time drinking a first real drink, I mean, I'm talking about like, I guess they say the vodkas and all the tequila stuff like that there. The first time I was 32 years old, even trying and attempted. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it. And the guy that gave me that drink, I hung out with him one night, was Warren Sapp. He gave me this drink. And I said, I don't want it. It's terrible. He said, well, this tastes like Kool-Aid. It's sweet. He gave me the drink. I tasted a little bit. It was kind of sweet. And then an hour later in the club, he came back and said, you still drinking that? I said, yeah. He says, watered down by now. You might as well go and drink because you ain't drinking but water. Hey, we're back again on the Listen to Low show, and you are listening to Low. This your boy, Low Wood, and I'm here today, ready to get it going, ready to get it rocking and roll. And remember what we said, once and say it again, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Because you never know what you might miss. Because Low do know a lot of different things. But the question is, do you know who Low is? Who is Low? Why listen to Low? Why even listen to the show? Well, I know why you should listen to the show, because I have a quote that I go by all the time. And the quote is, be yourself because everyone else is taken. Marinate on that for a moment. So you got to be yourself because everyone else is taken. I'm going to be me at all times. I had someone call me up, they asked me like, why you do what you do? You do so many different things, Lo. You got so many streams of income. You're an entrepreneur, right? You own a barbershop. You own a training company. You own real estate. You are a training manager. You have a job. You work. You have children. You do so many different things. You coach football. You coach track before. So many things that you do. And what drives you? What make you want to do all them things? Is it so that people can like you or people can talk about you? Well, hey, I like for people to talk about me. Because they say if people are talking about you, that means you're doing something great. But the question is, they talking about you good or they talking about you bad? I would like to say that more people talk about me good than they talk about me bad, because I have a story. I have a story to tell. Everyone have a story. The question is, what is your story, right? What is your story and what is your story going to say? If you write a book right now today, what would the cover look like? What would be your intro? What would be the body? And what would be your close? Better yet, let's flip the script right quick. What if someone wrote a book about you? What would the stories tell then? Well, I kind of know what my story would tell. I know what my story would say. It would say that this was a guy that didn't have it easy. Low is a guy that put in blood, sweat, and tears. Low is a guy that didn't have the red carpet rolled out, royalty, right? Didn't have the silver spoon. He didn't have it easy. It was tough. But was he by himself? No, he wasn't by himself. A lot of people have went through the exact same thing that I've been through. They experienced the same challenges. They experienced the same struggles. What made it great for me, God opened that up to me early. When I had that dream, right? I had the vision. God gave me the purpose in life. And I recognized my purpose real early. And I took it by the horn, right? And I grabbed them horns and I just worked it all the way through, from young all the way up. You said, well, what do you mean by that, Lo? What are you talking about here? I knew right away when my mom became a single mother with 5 children that my purpose has now begun. The purpose for me was to step up, look up, and link up. 3 keys I like to go by all the time. Step up to the plate. That was the first thing I knew I had to do. Now, how does a 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy even have that go across his mindset? Because I was a mama's boy. That's why. No one knew that part either, right? Now, she would beg the difference and say, I act like I'm her daddy. But realistically, I'm just a mama's boy when all said and done. Because I knew that I had to be there for her, because she was there for us no matter what, because she's mama. I knew I had to step up to the plate. Then I had to make sure I look up. If I always said this thing, if you're on your back, you can look up and you can get up. There's nothing should stop you. My grandmother always told me, if you're on your back, don't lay too long, right? The only time you lay on your back if you're dead. So I made sure if I ever got on my back, I'm up quick and fast, quick and fast. You can look up, you can get up, you step up. And my biggest thing was all about linking up with the right people. I could tell in the childhood days, the right people to link up with were actually our childhood friends. The ones that was in the same boat and same category as me. A lot of them was there with single mothers. A lot of us there were just happy to have a great time. We really didn't know that we didn't have the money, have the finances. We really didn't know. The only time you knew it when someone came out with something brand new. So when a new brand came out, you knew if they had on Nikes and you had on Sykes, then you know what? They got a little more money than you. Or if they went to the school and they had on a new outfit every single day, and you were taking your pants and shirt and rotating them, then you knew they had a little more money. But other than that, no one really knew about we didn't really have money, we didn't have this, we're gonna have that. No one really knew that. I mean, because why? Because we did eat. It might not be what we wanted, but we did eat. We did have clothes. We did have a place to sleep. So when all is said and done, all of that is what helped me become the man I am here today. And with that brand I was trying to build, and that's what I was doing, trying to build a brand, right? And right now, my brand is just doing very well for me. But that brand didn't just happen overnight. All to say, hey, you got a brand. Hey, this is the Camp King. Hey, this is the entrepreneur. Hey, this is the real estate agent. Or this is the landlord, right? This is the personal trainer. This is the sales trainer. That didn't happen overnight. All of that happened when I knew my purpose when I was very young. I give you an example when we were talking about like sales, and everybody like how you get into sales, right? How you became the guy to wear the ring, the $1 Million Club ring I wear for my job at Westgate Resort, one of the top sales rep in the country. How you get that? You don't just get it overnight. No, it took time. I just took my experiences when I was young and applied it when I was older. So you're like, what do you mean by that, Lo? Well, what I mean is, I can remember in elementary school, we walk into school and we always stop by the candy store. Everybody take their 5 pennies, their 10 pennies, walk in the store, buy a cookie, buy 2 cookies. When we go to my grandmother's house, same thing. And I kind of realized like, man, everybody going to buy cookies and pennies, cookies. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. So as I got a little older, I realized, wait a minute, they making money. Maybe I can do the same thing. So I never forget when one day we going to the store and somehow I had like $5 and we walk into the store and everybody was buying like one big Snicker bar or maybe a Musketeer or Mars bar. They're buying one. Back then a Mars bar like 25 cents and they'll eat it and go. I had $5. So thinking how I'm thinking, I bought the whole box. I bought the whole box of Snickers. Took them to school and sold each bar for 25 cents a piece, maybe 50 cents. I don't remember exactly. So now, wait a minute, I paid $5. We got 12 in a box. I think I sold them at 50 cents. That's $1, right? Add it all together, I just doubled my money or even more, right? So that's where I was thinking. So take that experience when I was young, when I recognized what this candy lady was doing, I became the candy boy. So it got to the point where now I'm making my money. And I just thought, wait a minute, I doubled my money. Matter of fact, I had maybe $1 extra. With that $1 extra, I just used that for whatever I want to use it for. I went back to the store. Now I bought 2 boxes. Then I sold them, came back. Now I bought 3 boxes. Next thing you know, I got all these candies that I didn't sell. Now I came home. I just opened a candy store myself. So here it is. I'm in junior high school selling candy as the candy boy. Amazing. It was so interesting where I used to cut a hole in the screen, and when you came up a certain time at night, because we had to be in the house at dark, when the lights go off at 6 o'clock, you better be in the house in Taylor's apartment. So we locked the doors, right? The screen was open. But we keep the hard door open. People come in and they sneak out their house to buy candy. They put their hand through there, give me their money, I give them the candy. So it's just that there alone was me thinking of how I can make more money, how I can help my family. And you'll be surprised the ultimate reward was. The ultimate reward was take that money, and when we're hungry, don't go buy candy, let's go buy some bread. Let's go buy some meat. Let's go buy some mayonnaise. We already had the government cheese. Put together, you got a sandwich. That's the story. That's the story they're going to tell. The hustle mentality, the gift that I had. Everyone has a gift. A person have a gift to build a tall building. Some people have a gift to build computers. Some people have a gift to build all the technology. My gift was the gift that my grandmother told me I had was the gift to gab. Now I can understand what she mean by that. The gift to gab. Said, Lo, you can talk. That one thing about you, you can talk. And I said, well, I guess that's a gift, right? She said, yes. Because my grandma always told me, closed mouth, don't eat. If you don't ask question, you don't get an answer. Just don't ask a question with the question. Ask a question, listen, get the answer, come back, give them the answer, apply it again, and keep on rolling. Now you just got a dialogue. Now you got a full-blown conversation. Now, guess what? You sound intelligent. You sound like somebody that they want to work with, somebody they want to go in business with. And I said, well, what do you mean by that now? Now you're talking a whole nother language here. So think about it. If you talking, have a great conversation, and you start listening, and they see that you know what you are talking about, they want to work with you. And sure enough, now I got all my other friends calling me saying, hey, how can I open a candy store? How can I, make some money? We in junior high school. Talk about making money back then, junior high school. I didn't have that mentality or just go and buy one candy bar. Let me buy the box, sell the box, double the money, get a bit of the profit, and do it all over again and again. That sales experience as a young boy followed me all the way in life, to have that mentality to make money. Well, that's not all. There's other things that come along with the story. Because sometimes these stories can take you a different path and a different way. And that story did take me a different way. You say, well, what do you mean? Because after a while, the candy box got expensive. Now, you couldn't sell it to make money. The stores get smart. They start jacking the price up. They realize that people are buying the box, but then they realize a lot of other people not coming back to the store. So the same store that we bought it from jacked the price up. So now I got to go do something different. So no more candy store. So all of a sudden, I remember the boom box came out. And everybody buying a big boom box, right? We playing the boom box, right? And it's funny with the boom box because you can play the boom box, but the bigger the box, the more the batteries. And before you know it, you booming, you jamming, you popping, you locking, right? You doing it all. And next thing you know, the battery went dead. The boom box is off. You got to get up and go buy more. Now, keep in mind now, they're not selling no batteries in Taylor's apartment in the corner store. You got to go up top across the tracks, if you get what I mean. So I'm like thinking, how can I benefit from that? So what I did was got smart. I went and bought the batteries, came back and sold them batteries at double the price. So now they need 8 batteries, which they sell to buy the batteries, they might would have got it for $8. But now that you didn't buy them for $8, you didn't want to go up there, come see Low. I sold the battery, $2 a piece. Now we got $16, just double my money again. Keep in mind, I'm in junior high school with this mentality, using that gift to gab. They didn't understand, what I was doing. But when I got done doing it, they realized that, man, he making money. So guess what? They started realizing that they might do the same thing. So that business is gone. Like, man, what's next? What's next now? Well, it was time to sell some bottles. I can remember that if you sold a bottle, you made like 10 cents. So, but who buying bottled sodas and Coca-Cola and Pepsi bottles down in the hood? Not too many people. But we know who did sell them. It was the people across the track. So guess what we did? Me, I'm thinking, I'm going to go up here and just snooze around and look behind people's houses. And I'm looking there, guess what? There's crates and crates of bottles. First, we was going to ask the people, hey, listen, are you going to use them crates? No, go ahead and have them. They didn't understand that you take that crate to Winn-Dixie, you got 10 cents a bottle. So we rack up all the bottles, take them to Winn-Dixie, sell them, boom, making money selling the bottles now. Now we're selling the bottles, then now we find the bottle tops. Now we're doing it all over again. That sales mentality was already there at a young age. I recognize my talent. I recognize my purpose right there was to make sure I work hard and grind and do what it takes to make sure I can support my family. But here's what's crazy. Making that money was interesting because once I sold the bottles, I realized something. Now this might be crazy. Don't y'all judge me. Don't you judge me on this one now. So I realized when I went through and she counted the bottles, she said, take the bottle, put them in a rack outside the store. So I'm thinking like, take them, put the rack outside the store. I said, okay. Then I realized, what if I take these bottles and go to another counter, the same bottles, and sell them again? It worked. I tried it. It worked. Now, don't judge me, but it worked. Now I got double the money. So I said, well, I got a lot more money. So I went back in the store and bought food, cereal, milk, and took it home, and we ate it. I mean, look at that. That was the mindset back then. That was my purpose right then, was to make sure that I use my talent. A lot of us got talent, but if you're not using that talent, then you're abusing that talent. My talent continues to grow all the way through to where I'm at today. I can remember one time I was at my grandmother's house and she said, Lo, I said, no, I asked my grandmother, I said, grandmother, I need some toothpaste. And she said, well, go in the cabinet, we'll have them more toothpaste and get some baking soda. So I said, baking soda? I said, yeah. So I go in the cabinet, I look in the bathroom, I'm like, why would baking and soda be in the bathroom? So I said, grandma, there's no baking and soda in the bathroom. Say, oh no, it's in the refrigerator. So now I'm getting excited. I'm about to go get me some bacon and a soda. I'm excited now, but I said, oh yeah. So I go in the refrigerator, I'm looking like, where's the bacon and the soda? And grandma said, it's in the orange box. So now I'm thinking she cooked the bacon, she put it in the orange box, and the soda's, in the side. I'm still looking, I look in the back, there's an orange box. And on that box, the name of that box was baking soda. And I was sitting there like, grandma, this ain't nothing but a box with some white stuff in it. Say, yeah, that's the baking soda. Put the toothbrush on there and brush your teeth. Come out real clean. Look at the mindset I had, right, thinking, my mind already thinking food. My mind already was thinking, I'm gonna give some bacon and soda, but that was the old school mentality. That was the old school mentality. So I said, wait a minute. So instead of we going to the store and buying baking soda or buying toothpaste, instead of us going back and buying toothpaste, she was like, just go get some baking soda. So right then, I knew how to save. I knew how to save. I'm going somewhere with this right here. So now I had that same mentality that do what your grandmother say. When you walk, you squeak. So that what she's telling me was, don't go out there and blowing all your money. Go buy all these unnecessary things. Live within your means. Find another way to save money, because in the long run, you're gonna be rewarded. These are the stories that we have to recognize and pay attention to. And these are the stories and these are the things and the challenges I went through that I recognized that helped me become who I am today, to help me build my brand to the very day, help me become a successful man today. I remember one time I was at the house, and my granddaddy smoked cigarettes and he used to drink. And we always ride with him in the truck while he's smoking cigarettes, right? Then he used to drink. And but you don't pay no mind, they just smoke a cigarette and drink. It was just normal, right? Secondhand smoke, it was just normal. And I remember one day we got home, my granddad dropped us off, and he put out a cigarette butt in the ashtray. It was all out, no problem. And we were there playing around, everybody playing around. It just laying there, nobody playing around. I mean, nobody bothering the thing. And we're like, oh, my granddad, he left us a cigarette, but it was out. There was no lit or nothing. I said, everybody, let's try it. You being bad old kids, let's try it. I hang on me, first one, gonna try it. Took the cigarette butt. And think about it, my granddaddy, he been smoking the cigarette, spit on it, drinking, Mad Dog 2020, everything. And then I'm like, I'm finna put my mouth to this cigarette butt. I did. I put my mouth to it and I tasted. It was the most disgusting taste I ever tasted in my life. It was so nasty. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Just the nicotine part went straight to my left eye. My eyes were frowning up. I thought something was gonna happen to me. I'm crying. I'm like, what just happened? You wanna talk about life lesson? You know, one of the number one cause of death is smoking outside of stress. And from that time there, back in junior high school, since that day to right now, to where I am to this day, because of that, I knew it wasn't for me. I have not touched or smoked one single time in my entire life. Life lessons. We have to recognize things that happen when we're young is happening for a reason. But you have to know how to recognize it early. So when you get older, it won't happen. So now I don't have a smoking problem. I don't even know what a weed tastes like. I would never even pick it up. It's a smell that drives me nuts. I complain. I don't waste money. I don't disrespect the body with it. Why? Because that's money that you be giving to your kids. That's money you can be saving. People always ask, can I get a break on training? Can I get a break? Can you let me know? I'll pay you next week. But I know for a fact that person smoked cigarettes or whatever case might be. I was glad that I tried that when I was in elementary or junior high school so that now I never want to touch it again. Another story to tell because I knew my purpose. I recognized it early, and that was that gift from God. Now I can take that gift to gab and share it with others in life. It's interesting. I can remember I was at home and my dad ended up leaving the house. He just drink beer, and there's a beer called Old Milwaukee, old school Old Milwaukee drink, and there was that curious mindset. And one of my friends back then was like, man, let's get some beer, drink some beer. We're like, oh, we got Old Milwaukee. So, they bring out the Old Milwaukee and then we driving down the road with Old Milwaukee, right? Cause matter of fact, I'm in high school now. And we driving down the road and we get up to Mount Dora and somebody said, man, I'm gonna go buy another drink. So what kind we should buy? Like, oh, let's get some Mad Dog 2020. My granddaddy drinks that. So we get the drink, we got the beer, and they drink a little bit. Everybody, shivering like, ooh. Once again, I tried it. Just from the sip of it, did the exact same thing it did when I tried that cigarette butt. Instantly hit me, straight to the eye, straight to the head, and I vowed right then to never drink liquor, alcohol again. Now, people say never, but keep in mind I'm in high school. outside of anything, my first time drinking a first real drink, I mean, I'm talking about like, I guess they say the vodkas and all the tequila stuff like that there. The first time I was 32 years old, even trying and attempted. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it. And the guy that gave me that drink, I hung out with him one night, was Warren Sapp. He gave me this drink, and I said, I don't want it. It's terrible. He said, well, this tastes like Kool-Aid. It's sweet. He gave me the drink. I tasted a little bit. It was kind of sweet. And then an hour later in the club, he came back and said, you still drinking that? I said, yeah. He says, watered down by now. You might as well go and drink because you ain't drinking but water. But once again, that kept me from disrespecting my body. That kept me from, maybe becoming the alcoholic I could have been, because I'm drinking young and continue to drink. So once again, two things, another thing that it's a cause of death because you drink driving or tuberculosis or anything can happen for over drinking. So, and also I could have easily been like, hey, my dad, where, maybe they're smoking, or my granddad or what case might be. I could have been like them. But, love them to death. But at the same time, I'm glad I was able to be strong enough not to continue with the temptation I had just trying the cigarette butt or just trying to drink or what case might be. That was the last time. Out there, if it ain't wine till like Kool-Aid, I don't want it. When all said and done. So just the little stories that can help you, that will help me become who I am today. And where I'm able to impact youth kids. I'm able to impact their parents, all right, mom, dad, because I made sure that if I'm going to tell them what not to do, I'm not doing it. I never forget one day I was sitting down talking to this lady, and she would give me this story. And she said, I'm dying. I said, why are you dying? What happened? She said, well, I smoke. I got cancer. My liver's bad. My lungs, I'm dying. I said, yeah. She said, and I remember she said, I said, why you didn't just stop smoking? And she said, because, I just couldn't help it. I couldn't stop. I've been doing it ever since I was 16. She said, I said, well, what about your kids? She said, I know. She said, I told my kids, don't smoke because it's going to kill you. I said, well, when did you tell them that? Because you dying. She said, I told them that when I was about 30. Now here it is, she's like 50. So she said when she told her kids that, they cried and cried and cried because they knew that one day she's going to die. So why would you tell someone not to do something, what you're doing, and you continue to do it? So I want to make sure when I tell someone something not to do it, that I don't do it. That I don't do something that make them feel like something bad going to happen to them. I want to make sure when I impact them and stir up things in their life, that they actually going to embrace it in a positive way. Positive energy, positive words, positive outcome come to. Everyone have a story to tell. Every story has an ending. Every story has a close. Every story has a purpose. I know that purpose. I knew my purpose in life early. I told the story about how I was in high school and I was running track. And I played a football game, and my friend Dan LaForest threw the ball to me, and I caught four passes for 4 touchdowns in a football game. Then that same year, I was going to the region championship. I'm going against some of the fastest guys from Miami and Merritt Island. They were fastest in the state. I was about the 6th fastest. I came out and I beat them all. He broke my own record, and I became the region champion. And the Bill Buckhalter came over and asked me, what you next for Lowood? What you want to be when you grow up? And I knew right then, because of my experience as younger, that I wanted to be a businessman. But the coaching side didn't come out at that time because I didn't realize then that I was already kind of coaching already. I was already in the coach mindset, in the coach mode. I was already there. So what do you mean? Being a parent is almost like coaching. Right? You coaching them to be great kids. Being a parent is mentoring because you're mentoring them, your own kids and others. So I already was doing that at a very young age. Even more crazy than that, I was even to the point where I wanted to be a parent. I wanted to be a father very young because I already was put in that position to be the big brother of my brothers and sisters. I would have been put in that position. So when you're in that position and you're there for them and you're nurturing them and you're loving them, and you take care of them, you're watching them, eventually what you're going to want? You're going to want a family. You're going to want children. And very young, that's what ended up happening. Ended up having kids. Now I had my first 2 kids very young. But I was happy to have them because that's what I wanted. Because I knew right then I was going to be a good father. I already had the experience before I even wanted to experience be a good father, right? I already had it. I already knew that I was going to be a good father just because I was doing it ever since I was in junior high school. I already knew. And that there is another milestone. There was another obstacle that I had to accomplish to get past. And that same experience rolled right into where I'm doing today. That same experience. These tasks and these challenges in life don't have to destroy you. Where you're from don't have to just be your fall. Where you're from, as long as you recognize it and understand that that is your foundation. That is where you became who you are. It's where you're from. What you did in that little city. And who am I? I'm Low from Apopka. That's who I am. There's a lot of people, they say haters or what the case might be, or a lot of people wondering why and questioning and going against the grain or fighting. And I know you're probably feeling the same thing, going through the exact same thing. But what God has for you, no weapon can be formed against you. As long as you understand that everything you're doing it for him. And that's why I keep that phrase, I keep that quote, be yourself, because everyone else is taken. I like recognition. I like for people to recognize what am I doing. I like for people to say, great job. I like for people to say, that boy good. I like it. But that I didn't just start liking it when I started winning national championship as a youth coach. That didn't start when I became a business owner. That didn't start when I became a top salesman or a trainer. That goes back to the childhood. That goes back when I was younger. When I was young, I used to perform, right? I used to love to dance. I used to love to dance when I was young. I'm talking about pop and lock, right? I mean, I was a pop, lock. I was that dancer. I even got the name Pop and Low from Apopka. Anyone came in town, go get low. Go get low. Let's bring low. Dance contest. And so right then and there, that's the performance. I was performing in talent shows. We used to pack the house in talent shows. I remember one day I'm about ready to perform and we're doing the Michael Jackson Thriller. And I wanted to be Michael Jackson. And I ain't even have no curls. So we had an audition who's gonna be Michael Jackson. And I killed the dance. I didn't have the Michael Jackson look. Now my boy Daryl had the look. He was slimmer, he was shorter, he had the curls. He's Michael Jackson. He get to walk with the girl, the pretty girl everybody won't. But it was okay. Because it was the people behind the scenes was the one that stole the show in Thriller. The one that came out to cast it. The one that came out there waving and popping and locking. So my talent still gave me recognition. So I remember we had a casting, and I came with the idea, let's do a casting. I come out of casting on the stage, come down the stairs, and just start popping, locking, dancing. When I did that, I didn't know what to expect, how people want to act, because it was weird in the casting. I came out, and I'm dancing, and all I heard was my grandma Liza screaming, yelling, "That's my grandbaby. That's my grandbaby. Go get him, Lo." And she turned up, I'm turned up. And I hate to say it wasn't the Michael Jackson show no more. It was the man in the back, Lo, with the Thriller popping and locking. The recognition. Everyone gave me hugs. Everyone would love what I was doing. Everybody was clapping. People giving me money. I'm like, man, that's it. So once again, me wanting recognition now, me want to be recognized what we're doing, for the kids or for adults, for moms and dads and helping each other. That still came from back then. I recognize where it came from. I recognize my gift. I recognize that my talent was gonna take me a long way. And like I say, I'm a type of person that don't know how to fix a car. I don't know how to fix plumbing. I don't know how to fix electrical. That's not what I know how to do. That wasn't a gift that God gave me. He gave me that gift to gab, the gift to talk to people, to relate to people, to listen to people, to impact people all over the world. I tell you, and I'm gonna leave you with this. When I say be yourself because everyone else is taken, I mean it. It's all about me because I'm doing it for God. When I wake up in the morning and kick off the covers and I jump out that bed, I look in the mirror and I look at it and say, I'm the greatest. Because I know I'm the greatest. I feel I'm the greatest. I tell myself I'm the greatest. It's me and me. And I'm going to go out there and perform like I'm the greatest. Because I perform like I'm the greatest and I do everything I need to do like I'm the greatest, others can benefit from it. God, listen, I've been there. I've been there. This is why you listen to Lo. This is why the Listen to Lo show is a must listen to for you, for your kids, and everyone. Because I experienced what a lot of you experience. Nothing happened overnight. Blood, sweat, and tears. And yes, Lo cries too. Lo cries too. Lo human. Lo cries too. Lo cries too. A lot of learning, a lot of growing. Continue being a student to the game. Guys, you listen to Lo on the Listen to Lo show. You make sure you like us, you share it, you subscribe. We're on a Sweet Fire production. Next week, we'll continue and tell you why you should listen to Lo. I'm Lo Wood. See you next week.